Hi, everyone. Welcome to Detrás del Micrófono, or Behind the Microphone. Today, we're going to talk about two things that I really enjoy, which is clothes or fashion and money. So I want to welcome our guest, Martika Towne. She is joining me because she's an expert posher. Could we call you that?
Yeah, I guess so.
Welcome, Martika. Nice to have you.
Yeah, thanks so much, Julie, for having me. I'm super excited to chat with you today.
I've always wondered, um, you hear all these stories about people who make all this money on different, platforms. And one that has changed throughout its course, but has maintained itself is Poshmark. Um,
Yeah.
how long have you been on Poshmark?
Yeah, so I started selling on Poshmark in 2018. At the time, I was just trying to purge my closet and get rid of old items that I no longer wore. But after I sold a couple of items, I really liked the selling process. So I've been selling since 2018, and I've branched out a little bit into wholesale selling as well. But it's really great for those items that you're only going to wear once or twice and then make some money off of it.
Perfect. Yeah, I've seen, people sell wedding gowns,
Yeah.
all kinds of different things. And now you can even sell like household items.
Yeah, so accessories, electronics, I see clothes, like you said, I see wedding gowns and prom gowns. You basically can sell anything.
Was Poshmark the only place that you try to do this purge of your closet? Is that where you started?
Yeah. So before starting on Poshmark, I like kind of played with the idea of eBay. However, in my personal experience, I think that Poshmark is a little bit easier to sell. And also Poshmark has a social aspect to it. So it is more than just like a buyer seller transaction. You can follow your buyers and you can interact with them a little more. So I like that. And then also Poshmark, I think, has more stable shipping costs and makes the shipping process really easy. So they factor it into the sale. You could just print the label at home and drop it off at the post office, and you're done.
Yeah, it's that easy. It's just getting the sale is the main thing.
Exactly.
Yeah, and I've you hear all kinds of stories. I mean, what's her name? Nasty Gal started on
Mhm.
eBay selling, and she built up this company. So it
Yeah,
really, I guess it just really depends on what you're wanting to do and your personality, what platform fits best for you, right?
definitely.
And I don't know how long I've been on Poshmark, but I've been there for a while. Um and actually our friend in common who introduced us, Janet, was like, no, it takes too long. I just gave up. Um, so what is it that makes a posher successful and become like an ambassador and get those sales going?
Yeah, I would say my advice would be to treat your Poshmark closet like a storefront. So if you were to have like a brick and mortar store, you probably wouldn't let your customers come in without like, interacting with them, speaking with them, thanking for them for the sale. So even though in Poshmark you can't physically speak with someone, there's a lot of things that you can do to kind of promote your closet and get more visibility. So one of the things that you can do is you can take really great pictures of your items and great lighting, give sizing information, write out really well thought out descriptions about the item. And then Poshmark is really cool because you can offer sales and discounts, or you can knock off shipping for people. So there's a lot of things that you can do to kind of make your closet gain more followers, which is what turns it into like a ambassador account.
What is the amount of followers you have to have for that level?
Yeah, so actually, with the Posh Ambassador, there's a couple of things that they take into consideration. You actually have to share other closets and other items. So there's like a certain threshold of sharing that you have to do. There's a certain level of followers that you have to have. And then there's also a certain number of listings that you need to have as well. So, how many available items do you have for sale?
Wow, that's interesting. I did not imagine that they would have that built into where you have to share other closets, which makes sense to what you mentioned earlier about having this customer service, this interaction, and this community, which seems a lot more, more connected per se than maybe some other platforms, because even though you're not speaking to people, but you're showing your love by sharing their closet, by having all these other types of interactions. So that's interesting, and I will have to do more sharing. I just learned something.
Yeah, absolutely.
And one of the other things that is also fun is the parties that are created.
Yeah. So there's Posh parties where they'll be focused on particular items or particular brands. So they may have like a cute tops party. So if you have tops in your closet that you want to share, that also helps because there's tons, like probably thousands of people in these parties that are not following you. So once you share your items, they may see something they like and then come to your closet, start following you, and then start sharing your closet also. So that's another great way to interact. And then they also just released a new feature where you can go live on Poshmark, which is pretty cool. So people are going live and kind of sharing their items in real time versus just looking at pictures. And then people can bid on those items during the live as well.
Wow, I've kind of seen that, but I haven't like actually seen a live, but I've seen that it has come up as something that's new. And I guess it's a little bit to compete with some of the other things that are happening on other platforms.
Yep.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Have you done a live?
I'm getting my feet wet with them. I definitely could do them a little bit more, but yeah. So just starting out.
Good. So you mentioned, taking good pictures, good descriptions. Would those be like your top suggestions for people who are wanting to start?
Yeah, so I would say my first tip would be to find your niche. So because I'm selling my own clothes, it's something that I wear, I would love. So it's really easy to sell them. So you want to just make sure that when your buyers are coming to your closet, they know exactly what they're looking at or what they're looking for. So are you selling clothes for an entire family or mostly men's clothes, women's clothes, accessories? Just like a really great way of like seeing really quickly what you have to offer in your closet without scrolling too much. And then I would also recommend being consistent. So I know it's like sometimes it seems like you're posting items and they're kind of just sitting for a while, but the more you share and the more you post, the greater visibility you'll have. And I promise you'll find like the right postures to come to your closet. And then we kind of talked about this before, but just don't focus on just the sale. Make sure that you're interacting in those posh parties. It is a little bit more effort than something like an eBay or another site where you may sell on, but the more you build your community, the more people will start coming back to your closet more consistently.
It's amazing the number of, people that you can follow and that follow you. It's like, 100,000 or stuff. And I'm like, oh my gosh. And, we don't realize how many people are actually, out there that could be looking at your closet.
Definitely. Yeah.
Yeah.
So you can even like share your closet on other social media platforms. So like I've seen where people like will share their closet on Twitter or Facebook and things like that. So yeah, definitely interact with people because you never know like where they may share your stuff.
Right. And a question, because I think that some people think that it has to just be the name brand items that will sell. Like, I think the name kind of gives it like, oh, it's Posh, so it has to be, like
Yeah.
the top brands, but it's everything.
It's definitely everything. So Poshmark has like a luxury tab. So if you click on that tab, there are like some more luxury items that you can buy, but there's definitely just everyday clothes as well. It does not have to be a particular brand. I would just focus on taking really great pictures of your item. And if people like it, it doesn't matter what brand it is.
Yeah. I was like, oh my goodness. You can go from like very basic to like very luxurious items.
Yeah. People are selling things for like thousands of dollars up there too. It's insane.
And with that, is it possible to make a living?
That's a good question. So I have heard of really great success stories where people will use Poshmark as their primary source of income, and that's so impressive. I've definitely used it to be able to save up some money and use it to buy other big ticket items. So it's definitely a great way to just like save. And also, like those items are most likely in your closet just collecting dust, so why not make some money off of them?
That's true. We have so many things. Every time you purge, you're like, oh, I didn't remember I had this, or I haven't worn this. And then a
Yep,
couple of months go by and you purge again, and you're like, oh my God, there's still so much more that I can, move
get rid
out.
of.
Yeah.
Yep.
It's kind of, I don't know if it's good or bad that we have that problem here in the States. But so is there something that you find that is an easier sell, like, shoes versus tops versus dresses?
Yeah, personally for me, I sell a lot of dresses and shoes. Like those kind of go really easily. And that could just be more of what I have in my closet, but it seems like my purses and my tops sit a little longer.
Oh. So, you would say that just put it all out there. Don't,
Definitely. Yeah,
yeah.
there's someone for every item. So it don't like put anything that you want to sell or get rid of, or even like things that you've purchased that you might not use, put it out there. I'm sure it'll sell.
And then there's also this process where the interested party, the buyer, sends you an offer. What are your recommendations when we get those offers?
Yeah. So some people will like kind of post underneath some of their items if they're willing to negotiate on the item, and other ones you can say, no, this is my price is firm, and that's the only offer that you'll accept. But you can accept any offer. So whether it's really close to the price that you've listed or it's really low, I would just recommend go with your gut. If it's something that you're comfortable with that number, just factor your shipping into it as well, because Poshmark is going to take that out of whatever the person is offering. So just be careful with that.
Good, good. Because sometimes it's like, wait, I already listed the item at, like, the lowest price possible, and you still want it for less. So it's like, wait, I'm gonna make $1.
Yeah, and one other thing that you can do is people can like your items, so they don't necessarily have to put in an offer, but they can say that they like it. So after you build up a couple of likes, you can send an offer to everyone who liked it. So that way you can kind of control what lower price that you want to go with versus allowing them to provide offers to you.
Yes, I've seen that, and it's like, especially, and I've gotten some of those where it's like, oh my gosh, I forgot I had liked that item because it's been, such a, couple of months or something. But obviously that item hasn't sold for them, so they're trying to, move it and remind us of something that we saw that we liked. So
Yep.
okay, so you can make money off off Poshmark. I would say you have to have a lot of clothes.
So it doesn't have to be your personal clothes. Like I see some people that will
Right.
go out thrifting and then they'll sell those items. But once you reach Poshmark ambassador status, you can buy wholesale off of Poshmark as well. So let's say that you don't have anything to sell in your own closet, you can buy in bulk different tops or shoes and then sell them to make a profit off of it.
Are those the ones that are called boutique?
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay. Okay. That's interesting. Well, I think it's like you say, it's a place where you can find a little bit of everything. It gives you that sense of community. And what is like the strangest listing you've seen?
Ooh, that's a good question. Um, Strange. I don't know if I've seen anything strange. I've had maybe like some strange messages sometimes about offers. So that's actually a good question. Be careful because sometimes people will send you a message and say, I'm really interested in this. Can you email me at this email? And just make sure you stay on Poshmark. Your offers, your sales, they all should go on Poshmark because once you get into email, you could be dealing with like scammers and things like that. So just be careful with that.
Good point, because it's happening all over the place. People taking
Mhm.
advantage of others. Um, so, well, yeah, you can find all kinds of things. So we're going to encourage people to clean out their closet, to take some nice pictures, and to start posting. Um, and we'll share definitely Martika's closet, so on our description, so that they can go and check out your items. More or less, what has been, and not the exact price, but one of your highest ticket items has gone for more or less.
Yeah, I've had a purse or two that was like a brand purse that may have gone for a couple of $100s. So that was always nice.
Yes, because I have some Coach bags sitting there, and I'm like,
Yep.
well, I have to. I think I have to take better pictures. So
Yeah,
that's gotta be my
absolutely.
homework.
Those Coach purses get a lot of traction, so I would definitely recommend posting those.
Perfect. Well, I thank you for your time. I think that, it's um, uh, good to have different sources of income, and it's, little things here and there. So it's not like it's a steady, job income, but you never know, when that money is going to come in handy. And especially, like you said, if you're not using the items, for mothers who have kids who outgrow their clothes, it's a great opportunity to, not just donate it, which you can, but make some money off it, because it's like you have to buy more kids' clothes and they grow fast.
Absolutely.
So we'll encourage you to give it a try. You'll never know. I'm sure that people that started with just a couple of items never imagined that they were going to get, to make a living off it in some cases, or have a steady income that they can use for, travel, recreation, or anything that they want to purchase.
Yeah, exactly.
So I'll leave in the description, I will leave Martika's information, so you can go check out her closet, give her some likes. And once again, thank you for joining us and for talking to us a little bit about your experience and your little secrets. Hopefully some of us can put those in place.
Yeah, thanks so much, Julie. It was great speaking with you today, and I wish everyone luck on their Poshmark journey.
All right. Well, thank you. And I hope that you guys take advantage of it. It's out there, the platform. It's not like you have to pay anything to set it up. You can, you just set it up with your email, and then, they just take a percentage of that, which is better than not getting anything for your stuff.
Yep, exactly.
Well, thank you. And we'll be back with another episode next week. So stay tuned, and thank you for listening or watching, depending on, what platform you're on. So yes, take care.